Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
Okay, you just heard about that blowing dust, and we actually get a great view of it on our ABC4 camera. This is time-lapse video. This is post-frontal dust, and you're going to watch that cloud develop and really sweep from the Oakers across the Salt Lake Valley. This is not great news because, yes, we see air quality spike when this happens. Yeah. Doesn't look good, and you can't even make out the Oakers as the lapse goes on. And those air quality concerns, they're still out there. Moderate air along the Wasatch Front as we've got dry conditions, and the wind suspends those dust particles up into the air we breathe, something we have to be very careful of. It's happening throughout the state, and it's because of those wicked winds the front is trekking through, and it is moving through portions of the Beehive State. It brings fire concerns. We're going to talk about moisture because it's filling in at this hour, and another storm on its heels, 63. Right now in Salt Lake, mild conditions, and we're going to be falling into the 50s, but as we get later into the evening, we do have the chance of seeing those showers move into the Wasatch Front. That's going to be valley rain and mountain snow. It's not long-lived, but it is one of the impacts from this moving cold front as it comes through the state. Satellite radar shows us that high pressure right behind the moisture wanting to set up. We've got cloud cover out there, the wind's kicking up dust, and now wet weather showing up in the West Desert and up towards Cache Valley. We get pinpoint, and you can see exactly where that's happening in and around Logan, right there on the state line towards Park Valley, and then on I-80 towards Wendover. Now, not everything will hit the ground to start. We've got dry air at the surface thanks to those winds, and we know we've got to overcome that. We will as we get through the next several hours. Live look at Blanding, where the trees are moving, the grasses are blowing, and it gives you an idea that the winds are gusting in the southern half of the state. Blanding, actually one of the areas underneath that wind advisory, posting some big numbers in portions of the state. Hanksville with a 40-mile-per-hour gust, more southwesterly wind coming out of there. But check the West Desert. We're clocking wind gusts above 40 miles per hour in St. George, Cedar City, all the way up to Milford. And of course, that limits visibility. The wind advisory has been expanded to include the Southwest Desert in just the last few minutes, and that's going to hold until 9 p.m. tonight. We know those wind gusts could get up to 55 miles per hour, and so they're holding steady. It does increase fire danger, especially for eastern Utah, where that red flag warning is in effect for Moab. That will hold on until 10 p.m. tonight, as the winds hold on until then as well. The front moving through south central Utah, taking its time, and you notice that moisture wanting to fill in. As it does, it slides into the Salt Lake Valley. Valley showers possible, mountain snow, quick hitter of a system here, and that's as the front continues to push south, but it's taking its time. High pressure sets up, and we'll see that system exit as we head into the early morning hours. That high pressure will be short-lived, but it dries us out for tomorrow, and it will allow temperatures to jump back up above average. We're there right now. 50s and 60s for tomorrow, 77 in Moab, 60s in Delta and Cedar City, 81 in St. George. As we look at the next 7 days in Washington County, just know the warmth is there. The winds also stay. Chance of wet weather on Friday as the system moves in and brings greater impact to northern Utah. But it's going to be a statewide storm, and yes, it brings rain. Could bring it as early as Thursday night along the Wasatch Front. Temperatures drop from the 70s to the 50s. That wet weather lingers for the first part of your weekend and then eventually starts to clear. Numbers drop below average, and we love that wet weather, so we'll take it anytime we can get it. To stay on top of the changing forecast, download that ABC4 weather app. It's really easy to do. You take a picture of that QR code with your phone. It takes you right to the App Store. You can download for free. That way we can be there for you.